I'm Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the last episode of Series 4 of Ghosts. This episode was called Not Again, and yeah, we can go spoiler mad in the comments this time, but if you haven't seen this episode or anything to do with Ghost Series 4 yet, then please don't watch this video because there's going to be major spoilers about this episode and the series as a whole. So yeah, I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah, go wild in the comments. You can talk about whichever episode, all the spoilers you want. Because yeah, the final episode, it feels like quite a while since the first episode came out, but as somebody who's watched them all first and then watched them week by week, it has gone by quite quickly, and it's just a kind of a reminder of just how little episodes we get at a time. Like, we only get 6 episodes, which is just insane. But yeah, so this episode was a pretty good finale. It was very just shocking, literally, and yeah, I really enjoyed this. I loved how the episode started with the fire, which obviously from the trailer they showed a fire, so I was expecting this to come up someplace, but for it to start the episode with the fire was a really good way because it really got you invested in it. And then all the little tricks that they did where it looked like a fire was going to start, but then it didn't, I thought that was brilliant. It really kept me engaged, and it was quite tense as well because we knew what would happen, but we just wouldn't know what would start it, and I thought that was really good. After the fire thing happens, we jump back 8 hours and we have Mike and Alison finally getting 5-star status or mega host status on their little B&B, which is really great, and such a happy note to start the episode on. And yeah, and celebrating by wanting to go out and buy chairs, and then Mike goes and buys a giant bear instead. And that's a very Mike thing to do. I wasn't that surprised. I thought the bear was pretty cool. If I stayed in a weird B&B, like a B&B, and I had a bear in it, I wouldn't be mad. But I can understand the conflict there between Alison and Mike. And I think their relationship in this episode develops quite well. I think it shows just how much the stress is getting to them. They're normally a very chill couple, so I think this argument shows just how stressed they are with the B&B. And because of that, the ending of this episode does make a lot of sense. Especially showing just how much they've gone through to get to this point that they're at, and it's only causing them more arguments and more stress. So yeah, sounds like a lot of work. Let's talk about Robin first. He's the major point of this episode for me. Amazing. I've wanted a Robin flashback, a backstory for a while. I think he's such an interesting character, and we finally gotten that in this episode, and that was triggered by the bear. A lot of people speculated that a bear might be why he died, and it is kind of why he died, but yeah, so it makes sense. And having him try and escape from this bear in both the past and like the present is quite an interesting dynamic. I really liked that, and showing just how scary of a moment that was for him. And I really liked that. I thought the Robin development in this episode was great. It was very funny as well. Seeing just the bear move, everyone move about the bear. It was very well constructed, like Alison moving the bear, which causes the scratch on the door, which then Robin sees and gets scared by. Julian poking his finger through and trying to like move the eye, which then scares Robin again. And then putting it in the cellar with all the other Mike stuff. It pieced together very well. It was a very well crafted episode. I think a lot of things led into each other and led to great finales, like with both the fire and with what happens with Robin. I thought it was all very well constructed. So the flashback shows Robin with 2 other cavemen going off doing caveman stuff and getting scared by a bear, and they force Robin to go out to look, which I think shows just like the ruthlessness of the cavemen life, and also puts into comparison what Robin did in the very first episode, which was to trick another caveman into giving him his furs for like a useless stick. So it just shows how, yeah, just ruthless that society was. And yeah, I think it makes Robin look better than if, that's what they had to do to survive. That's what they had to do. Also, I think shows as well like how little companionship Robin had, and how like much of a nicer family the ghosts are to him now. And then Robin escapes, like being chased by the bear, runs up a tree, hides up in that tree for the night, and then when he comes down, he gets electrocuted by lightning, which people who predicted that, well done. That's such a good prediction. It is I was going to say a cool way to die, but it's really not. But it works very well in the sense of the show and explains why he can mess with the lights. And one thing I really liked before, the big finale was when Robin got scared in the basement, it caused the light to burst, which I think was the first indication of just how powerful Robin is. And yeah, the finale was so cool. I really, really liked it. It was very interesting choice. I didn't expect to see anything like that in this show because the ghost powers have always been quite minor, and to have such an epic thing happen with Robin was awesome. So I really liked that. I thought it was really, really cool. Yeah, and seeing just the lightning go around his body, which confirms, even though it's had it confirmed to Mike before, but would definitely confirm to Mike that there are ghosts there. Yeah, and I think it raises a lot of questions about how far could the other ghosts go with their powers. So yeah, I really like all of this. I think it also raises a thing with Julian as well, because obviously Mary's power was she smelled like smoke when someone walked through, which obviously links to her death. Robin being able to mess with lights, linking to lightning. But yeah, how does Julian get his power of touch and being able to connect with the human world more? Maybe because he's the most recent ghost. Maybe it's to do with the way he died. I think, yeah, it's very interesting. And I really hope we might get another ghost power. I know I've mentioned this before, but I really like to see if any of the other ghosts have a power that maybe comes out. Might be a little one, but with Fanny being able to be seen on photos, I think, yeah, I just like all of that stuff. I think it was great development as well for Robin to get over the fear of his death, even though it wasn't really, it was just a bear, bringing it back to that horrible day that he died. But I think for him to get over and realise that Mike was in trouble, to run out there and to stop the lightning, again, as someone who is perceived quite a lot as being very animalistic and not really selfish, but a little bit, but yeah, to immediately put Mike's needs in front of his own fears, to go out and basically get electrocuted again, even though it was different, but to save Mike. And that was lovely. Yeah, a great end to the season. I thought, they went out with a bang. It was fantastic. Just wasn't expecting it. I was just in shock. We've had a couple of very shocking episodes this series. This was a good one though, not the Mary one. That was very sad. And then the lightning strikes the guest house and burns it down, which another big shock, which I wasn't expecting that to be the finale. That's what the fire would be. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting it to be, but I wasn't expecting all of their work this series to be undone by a fire. But I understand why they wouldn't want to rebuild the B&B. As I said, it's obviously causing them a lot of stress, and it's a lot of hard work that they're getting little to no reward for. By reaching 5-star status, they have now got even more work to do. So I get it, but I don't know where we're going to go from here now. I think maybe they might just go back into events, because I think the moments where we've seen them have the most fun and what's been the most rewarding for them has been the events. So the wedding that they did, and also the birthday party we had in this series. So I think that's where they're going to go with it. If I was them, that's what I would do, and just stick to being an events venue, do weddings and parties and stuff like that. I think that's what they should do. And I think it'd be more fun for the ghosts as well to have people come in and have big events, especially for the captain, who'd love to get in with organising them. And yeah, that's what I think. That's my prediction of what they're going to do. I think they've set up, these big events as being very rewarding for them. Yeah, it is a shame to see all of their hard work literally go up in flames. But yeah, I think as a ending to the series, it does make sense. As I said, they've set up how difficult it is and how much trouble, and then to have a very loving, very supportive couple be at each other's throats all episode, it just shows, they've done a very good job of showing how stressed and burnt out they are. And yeah, so it does make sense. It is just not anticlimactic, because there was nothing anticlimactic about this finale, but yeah, just sad and painfully realistic to what a lot of people's struggles would be. This episode did have a lot of other great moments as well, with linking to the fire. Was, again, like I said at the beginning of this video, I really liked how they set up the fire very well, giving us little tricks of what might be causing the fire. So Mike put in the tea towel or apron on the hob, and Julian putting it out on his little mission to do good deeds. And then the monocle off the bear, almost setting fire to Humphrey's painting. And then what was the last one? Oh yeah, they were in the cellar, and then when Robin accidentally made the bulb burst, that went on the floor, but the bear put it out. So I thought that was just fantastic. And for them, just the lightning to just strike it and be just, devastating like that. I think, it was set up very well. Everything linked to each other. Robin's trouble linked with Alison and Mike's trouble with the bear, which linked to Julian trying to do good deeds, which I'll talk about in a second because I really like that plot line. So it all pieced together very well. I think this series, they've done such a good job of having loads of, they always do a good job of it, but they've had loads of really good intertwining plot lines that lead to a very, very satisfying finale. So with Julian, I really liked that he was shocked that they thought he was morally bankrupt. He hasn't talked about all the ways he's tricked people, and he's obviously a very morally bankrupt person, so I'm very surprised that he didn't realise that, but that's very funny to me. I really liked that. And then to go off and try and make everybody think he's this good person doing all these good deeds, but if you're doing good deeds just to appear like you're doing good deeds, then it's not good. I really liked that. My favourite one was when he moved the eye in the bear, which scared Robin. I thought that was very, very funny, and teaching Kitty that sick meant it was a good thing, and confusing Kitty a lot, which again, I said this about last episode, I think it was last episode, but I think Kitty has been so good this series. I think she's developed so well. She's getting a lot cheekier, which I really like, but still also being a bit naive, and obviously in this one getting very confused by the whole sick thing and just talking opposites all day. And then when Alison realises she's talking opposites, she starts talking normally again, and just her face when Alison misunderstood what she meant was just hilarious. I think Lolly's done a fantastic job this series. So I really like them just putting together the chairs. I thought it was very sweet. Again, kind of your sisterly kind of bond we've got there with those two, which I love. And I also really liked Pat and Thomas this series. I thought, they're always fantastic when they're paired together. But I really, really liked this one, which was them learning about what veganism was and deciding to go vegan. Obviously, Pat with his eggs, I just love all of that. So I love that as a running joke. I think it's brilliant. And then him spiraling when they're talking about what happens to the male chicks, and then demanding that Alison goes vegan. Obviously not lasting at all, because Pat with eggs and I loved that the episode ended after that really explosive finale with Robin. Just that joke about Pat liking Alison, then ending with it with Pat, that joke that Pat likes to watch Alison dip her toast in the egg, and also linking back to the very, very hilarious dip it again line that we got in series 3. I liked that. It was a great callback to a previous episode. Very, very well done. I thought this was a fantastic finale. It was so, so good. As I said, very well done. All the other ghosts played really good parts, and even if they weren't very primary parts in the episode, I thought all of their interactions were great. And Fanny being obsessed with the bear and how it was this masterpiece, to then just get tricked by Alison at the end, thinking they're just putting the plaque on a different taxidermy animal. It just shows a lot about Fanny's character. She was fantastic this episode as well. This one, with primarily it being about Robin and then Mike and Alison, all the other ghosts shine through in their own ways as well, which I really like. I thought the captain was great as well, just not wanting to kind of take any of Julian's nonsense really this episode, and trying to help Robin overcome his fear of the bear. Just liked it. We got the basement ghosts again. I love the plague ghosts. I just love them all. Series 4 for me was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this series, and I've really enjoyed doing these videos week by week. I think it's a great way to engage with the show, and I think, they've just done a fantastic job. I can't wait for the Christmas episode, which I'm not going to talk too much about now, but we have heard that it's going to be more focused on Pat, which I think is interesting. I would really like, even though I'm going to love it anyway, because I really like Pat as a character, I was really hoping it would be a Captain or Kitty episode. I feel like those two, now that we've got Robin and Mary's flashbacks and development, I was really hoping for Captain or Kitty. I feel like those two have been a bit neglected recently when it comes to backstories, and they're two characters that I absolutely love. So I was kind of hoping for them, but Pat is an excellent choice. I'm going to love the episode. I think, he's just an amazing, hilarious character. So I'm really excited for the Christmas episode. The Christmas episodes have been like fantastic. They're the best Christmas episodes of like any show ever for me. I think they're just amazing. They're always so heartwarming, so I'm very excited for that. And I think are we having a 5th series? We better be having a 5th series because it can't end on that. We need to know what they're doing. We've still got so much backstory to explore, so much ghost lore to explore. So I'm fingers crossed for series 5. I'm not sure if anything's been confirmed yet, but we'll see. I wouldn't, especially now that they've got the podcast. I think it's setting it up for a series 5, I think. So hopefully. I'm not sure. I think my favourite episode this series was episode 2, which was the one about Mary. But my favourite moment has to be the Sorry song. I've had that stuck in my head the whole time and I keep thinking back to it. It's very reminiscent of like horrible histories and I love that. So that was probably my favourite moment. And I'm going to miss Mary a lot, but hopefully she does appear in more flashbacks in the series, which in the podcast I did talk about. I think that's everything I wanted to say. If you like this video, then please give it a like. It's really appreciated. And comment down below your thoughts on this episode or series 4 as a whole. I don't mind. What was your favourite episode this series? And subscribe if you want to see more videos to do with ghosts. I'll have more videos out for you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.